could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My Hometown is made possible by Herald Community Newspapers. For more local news, visit liherald.com. Got a story to tell? Call 516-569-4000.
WHPC.
And now we return to My Hometown.
We're back on My Hometown on 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Bill Horan, along with Nassau Community College student Joe Ritter. Our special guest today is Ryan Baum, certified alcohol and substance abuse counselor and certified interventionist with the Long Island Helps Recovery Initiation. Ryan, at what point did you become concerned that your alcohol drug addiction was really starting to hurt you?
I was the last one to know. I let people know all the time that the addict is usually the last one to know. Most people see it way before we even have an idea. I had an incident. It was the second to last time to this day that I've used substances or drank alcohol. I was at a St. Patrick's Day parade. I had a 13-hour blackout. I don't remember anything of that day. The reason it was alarming to me was there was no enjoyment that day. There was nothing about it that I remember being fun. I was drowning myself in liquor and primarily cocaine at the time, simply because I really just didn't like myself, and it was the only thing I knew that ever made me feel better, but it wasn't making me feel better anymore.
By the way, we should mention to our audience, you, if I'm correct, have been drug and alcohol free for how long?
I've been sober since March 23rd of 2008, is 9 years now.
So obviously that's a great thing in and of itself, but in working with people who have these problems, you've been there and done that, so you really know what they're going through. Yes,
the way I'll explain it is that I remember seeing, and this was on Facebook, it was very funny, but it made a lot of sense to me that being sympathetic is looking at someone who's down in a ditch and saying, hey, I really hope you get out. I'm rooting for you. And being empathetic was getting down in that ditch with them and locking arms and saying, I've been down here before. I know how to get out. Let's go together. And I think that being empathetic, especially as someone who's in recovery, I just know what they're feeling. That's the thing that I can, anytime that I'm seeing someone who's struggling, I just look in their eyes. I know what they're going through. And it's not to say that other people who don't suffer can't help. I just feel there's nothing like having someone who's been through it that literally will hold you by the hand and say, hey, I was there. I know how you feel. And I know how awful and depressing and demoralizing and powerless you feel right now. You can do this because I did this, and I'm not above you. I am you.
Now, Ryan, once again, I'd ask you, give us the contact information for your organization, phone, website, etc.
Our website is lihelps.us, so it's lihelps.us. That's our website. And our contact number is 516 area code 855-0750, and that's our contact number for the company, and you can call us anytime.
And obviously you know that Ryan knows what he's talking about. He's been there, he's done that, and he's been free for 9 years now. Joe?
Now, you mentioned that you know like the feeling, you know how it's like to be down in the ditch. So what was it like just before you quit? Like, what was, like you said, you that blackout was what really hit you, like that's it, but like, what else was going through your mind? Was that really it, or was there anything else going through your head at the time that was kind of kicking you into that also?
I think that incident was the incident that made me really take a look. I think the even more demoralizing thing was the last time to this day that I drank or used a substance. it was so baffling to me that I would do it again. And I really went out thinking that, yeah, I'll be able to have a couple of drinks and I'll be okay. And it turned into the same thing that I would do every night, is I would try to go out and have a couple and be home early and be responsible. And then it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm by myself in the bar, and it's shot after shot and line after line in the bathroom. And there was just this overwhelming feeling that came over me that this was going to be my life. That I'd put together a little bit of time and I'd start to get some things back. And in one fell swoop, the story of my life was Ryan Baum takes 2 steps forward and then it's 12 steps back. It's not even 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. It's, oh, I've got money in my bank account. Now I'm broke again. Oh, I gained the trust of my parents back again. Oh, now that's gone. Oh, my girlfriend trusts me. And now that's gone. And the thing that I stole the most, more than all the material things, was the love and trust of the people that cared the most about me. And that really led me to I had to take a look deeper at what was going on. And the start of that was I got into some legal trouble because of, I'll just call them past indiscretions. And I had to go to rehab. I actually went to CK Post for 28 days, and I had a really good counselor there he helped me tremendously. And it was the first time that I had to take a look at myself from a mental and emotional standpoint, and I needed to give myself a chance and to stop killing myself and start loving myself.
And Ryan, I think I want to mention something you said to me before we started the show. This treatment is covered by most health plans. And
yes.
Throughout New York State, even if not, there's recovery for it. And you'll actually come to the people, I believe, if that's necessary.
Yes, we make house calls. That's actually what we do.
That's unusual today. Okay.
Yes, so we'll get a phone call and, basic questions about, how old are you? What are you using? How often are you using? Are there any past treatments? Are you currently in treatment? Do you see a private therapist? Are you on medications? Do you have a mental health background? Is there a family history? Just basic questions just to give us an idea of what's going on with them. And then we assess the situation and we see what the best level of care is to go with, whether that be inpatient treatment or intensive outpatient. We're with so many families that we will refer people to family therapy as well, because it's a family disease. So as the addict is getting better, the best thing for the entire unit is that for the unit to go get help. So marriage and family therapists are fantastic, and it's important.
So what I'm hearing, there's no good excuse if you want to get over this, as you did, and have stayed clean for 9 years. And I'm sitting here with a very impressive gentleman, Ryan Baum. You're listening to him, and I'm thinking, gee, he could be a TV newscaster or a commentator or a sportscaster. He knows what he's talking about. He can help you. And if you see this problem for you, your neighbor, one of your relatives, in a few minutes we'll give you his contact information. Again, please get in touch with him and see what he can do for you. Joe?
So, I know that like seeing like documentaries and stuff and reading about stories that it's really hard for people to not relapse. Like it's really hard, like when you're starting to quit, that some people they just can't do it because the withdrawal is too much or because of certain things, right?
Right.
So what was the most important thing for you during the whole process to keep clean, to keep sober, and to keep yourself going?
In the beginning, I went to 12-step meetings on a daily basis, and that was after rehab and getting out. And that kind of structure was important. I said earlier before that we crave routine as human beings. We really crave that. And especially in early recovery, it was, if I'm working, I'm going to go to work, and when I come home, I'm going to go to my 12-step meeting, or I'm going to come home and I'm going to spend time with my family. If I have a therapist, if I have friends, I really wanted to occupy my time in a positive way. And especially early, as I've been clean and sober since I'm 23 years old, and it's not the easiest thing to be in your early or mid-20s and try to be clean and sober, because a lot of it's a societal thing. At minimum, there's alcohol. So if I'm trying not to drink, I have to literally, it's like kindergarten. I have to like make all new friends. I have to rebuild my entire life so that it's going to support my sobriety. Because if I'm not going to do that and I think I can get away with, well, you know, I'll hang out with these guys or these girls and like I know they smoke pot and they drink a little bit, but I'll be fine. That's not a positive place for me to be. Now today, I've been to plenty of weddings. I go out to restaurants where they have bars now, but I didn't just go there when I had, 45 days clean. I work my way into that to get some stability, to get that confidence, and not that false like ego, like, oh, I got it, but really feeling deep down that I'm comfortable in my own skin and I can be here, and I'm not doing this to impress anyone. I'm here for a reason. So I'll give you an example. If I'm going to a birthday party and it happens to be at a bar restaurant, I'm there for that birthday party. I'm not just there to steal some thrills because I feel that my life is boring and I have no social support and I don't do anything for fun. I'm going there because this is what I'm doing for the night, and when that's done, I'm going to leave. So early on, I really needed to be around. I went to my 12-step meetings and we hung out after, and we went to the diner and we did things like go to the beach and go bowling, and things that I feel like when I was in high school would be like, wow, that's really corny. It's not corny. Like, normal people do those things. Like, people love to go bowling. They love to go to the beach. They love to go to walks. They love to go on hikes and just be out in the world. It's a beautiful place. And I was so cooped up, like being, when you're in active addiction, man, it's like you barely see the sun.
Ryan, again, this is so important, and unfortunately our show is only a half-hour show. Would you please give us that contact information if somebody hearing this says, I've got to talk to this guy, Ryan Baum? How do we get in touch with you?
Absolutely. It's lihelps.us is our website, so it's lihelps.us, and our contact number is 516 area code 855-0750.
And you said you'll even come to them if necessary.
We make house calls.
And they shouldn't worry about cost because it usually comes under the health plans, or there's other alternatives you can talk to them about.
There's no fee for us to come to the house whatsoever.
All the perfect answers that we want to hear to help everybody get over this terrible addiction. Ryan Baum, thanks for being with us today. We'd like to remind our audience, our guest has been Ryan Baum, certified alcohol and substance abuse counselor and certified interventionist with Long Island Helps Recovery Initiation. We hope you've enjoyed the show and got a lot out of it, and especially written down those phone numbers and email addresses. You've been listening to My Hometown. I'm Bill Horan, along with Joe Ritter. Thanks for listening.
We like to get your feedback on My Hometown. Send your comments to whpc@ncc.edu. My Hometown is produced by Jim Green, executive producer. Nassau Community College, where success starts and continues. Till next time, this is Bill St. James. And remember, there's no town like your hometown.